Hello and welcome. My name is Papa Yooba, and you can also call me Great Manayilara. I'm your friend, your host, your brother, and also your servant as regarding African spirituality and the knowledge of nature. I bid you welcome to this particular program today, where we will be talking about something very important. It is a lifestyle broadcast. A lifestyle broadcast. Lifestyle broadcast in the sense that it helps you to start off your the most important aspect of your life if you are hoping to get married someday on a right footing and building the greatest form of foundation for yourself. It is a pondering in the heart of every African child because we have always known marriages or wedding ceremony to be conducted either by the invaders from Arab world or invaders from the other Middle East or European world. Either you're having a Christian wedding church in the church or you're having the Nikai in the mosque. As a matter of fact, there are some folks who even believe that if they have not gone to church or they have not done a Kai, then they have not wedded at all. And they are the gatekeepers of the invaders, make it quite compulsory for a lot of people. And so, if you are not going to your pastor to get the blessing, either through the vestry registration or by calling every person together in a church service, they do not recognize you as yet to be married. And there is a certain woman who is the wife of a very popular pastor in Africa today, in Nigeria, who says that before your parent know about your partner, before your parent even know about your marriage date, then your pastor or your clergyman should know about it first ahead of your parent. And she was so bold to make this proclamation. And these people have always stood as a divider and asunder between children and their parent, constantly turning the heart of the mother against the daughter against the mother, the son against the father, and the father against the son. And you would say, okay, maybe they were too a little bit passionate. This is not about passion. That is the decree of the Jesus, who said that I have not come to bring peace on the world. Uh, as a matter of fact, I have come to turn the heart of the parent against the children against and this is what they are, the invaders, the gatekeepers of the invaders are doing today. Before we go on today, let us pour veneration to those that it is due to. We can pour veneration with water. I do not love alcohol. I don't use alcohol either in my shrine or to do anything for anybody. So we use water. You can take a bottle of water or you can take a cup of water, either in brass, copper, or whatever mug that is. Just ensure that when you are doing veneration, before you pour the veneration to the earth, you are very passionate in holding your water. Your water must be held as if you are holding your loved one. You hold water with your two hands. You drink water with your two hands, just like our fathers in those days when they used a calabash to drink water. You realize that the form of the calabash is to accept it this way. And when your hand, your palms are touching the water is like a USB cord or USB drive. It begins to download data from you, and the water begins to work in your body according to the need that you have in you. Uh, I always love to pour veneration in Yoruba language, but today we will do veneration in English language for the benefit of those who do not know, who do not understand. When you are pouring veneration, also because this is a form of respect, homage, and credit to those who have come ahead of you. You have to put off your cap, and if you are a woman, also if you are putting on wig or any synthetic, whatever external and alien material, you take them off and you start by saying, we give credit to those who say a word before we could say a word. We give credit to those who did what we are doing before we started doing it. We give credit to those who took herbs and also other root in doing healing before we did it. We give credit to the mothers of the night and the energy of motherhood, which are the Iya Miaje, the witches all over. They are the one who back a child and not allow the child to fall off. They are the supporter of those who are coming to them for support. We give veneration and also pour it to the energy of equity, which is Eshu. We give and pour veneration to the energy of victory, which is Ogun. We pour veneration to the energy of nature and the controlling of the element of nature, which is Shango. And you can go on and on like that and pour veneration to your ancestors. If you have one who have done monumental stuff, for example, there's a very popular ancestor in this part of Africa. His name is Fela Anikulapo Kuti. For his liberation, we can pour veneration to him. And also, some of us have Oluwo who are teaching us. We also pour veneration onto them. And that is all about veneration that I've actually explained to you. And then you can now go ahead to start pouring veneration to other elements of nature, like the sun, like the moon, like the water, like the earth, like fire, like air. All those things come together to help you to be a better person and help you to live a better life. And when you pour the veneration, you take out of the water. Remember, I told you don't disrespect water, you take it with respect. And after that, you say Ashe. So, let's start today's program. Today, being the day that everybody is celebrating love, I decided to answer this particular question. And what we are talking about today is wedding ceremony day, the day of wedding ceremony. Who is having the right to join couples together? Who reserve the sole right to join the couples together in the absence of or before the invaders begin to come? Before I put my mouth in the topic today and keep the ball rolling, I would like to say hello to everyone saying hi to us. Hello, greetings to you. Aboye Boshishe for those who are greeting Babalawo Adisa. Thank you very much. And every other person, if I don't get to you, doesn't mean you are not important. You are very important to me. We just want to set the ball rolling. Welcome, everybody. Don't forget to share with your friends and family. All right, so it's school time. You can take your pen and paper and start jotting things down. Who is the one who have the sole right to join couples together on the day of their wedding ceremony? Remember, there are a series of procedures and steps to be taken before you can get to the day of wedding ceremony. There are about 7 of them, the rites and the procedures and all that. This will be taught folks who are going to be enrolling for our online class, which we'll be announcing very soon. We are introducing people to totalitarian package of African spirituality and how they can also harness and understand what is expected of them as Africans. Before I start the topic, I would like to tell you a story. I wrote an article before I came online today, and I was trying to tell Africans in totality that the only part of Shango, Olukoso, Araya Ina, Inoloju Inolenu, Abakata, Tie Yeri Yeri, Okoya, Okoba, Oko Shushengeshe, Oluya Ina. The only aspect of Shango that most of us have ever heard is the aspect of his fiery anger, reckless living, and this overreaction that we have ever heard. That's the only part that most of us know about Shango. But do you know that today, all over the world, is February 14th? People are celebrating a certain man called Saint Valentine. For those who believe that today is the day we celebrate love, love should be celebrated every day, not by buying gift to someone, but by serving humanity. And you can serve humanity in several ways. You can come from a high horse and start a school in a slum, give people free education, provide books and writing material, reading materials for children. You can start a club where you teach African children about their history, since they have taken it out of our school curriculum now, replacing it with Christian religion knowledge and also Islamic religion knowledge. You can pick up a cause to fight for humanity. You can advocate for so many things. Teaching about love or expressing love doesn't have to be a day where you buy somebody some little bit of suya and shawarma and take them to bed. That's pretty much of the definition of love to most people. And love should be shared every day. Love requires money. Love requires investment. invention. Love requires investment of your art, investment of your brain, investment of your ability, reciprocating or not replicating yourself in others. Now, sorry, somebody is saying they can't hear anything. All right, some other people say they can hear. Please log off and come back in, then you will hear what we're saying. I'll be giving opportunity for people to call in and be part of the program. I will paste a link which you can use to be part of this program, and I'll bring you on live broadcast when the time comes. But then we're talking about love and what we have ever heard about Shango, because it's our own ancestors. They have painted them bad. What you have ever heard about Eshu, Ogun, and the rest of them is evil, demonic, and all that. It is never so. It is never so. Now, the person there's a certain part of the person of Shango, and I'm going to tell you a story which is not common in the society where we're living. This story will make you be proud of the person of Shango. Shango is a lover, one of the most emotional, one of the most romantic, one of the most passionate lover, but very sensitive person. One of the most sensitive of our ancestors. And Shango does not say what he would not do. And he wouldn't say what he cannot do. He can't do what he cannot say. And so when he gives promise of love to you, he's ready to die for it. When he says this particular village, I'm going to protect you, even if he's mating with his wife, when you are under attack, he will leave everything around you. And so Shango was a husband. He was a father. He was a king. He was a warrior and a defender in his days. Shango was one of the Alaafin of Oyo Empire in those times. And there was a time he went to war on behalf of other people, not his own war. He went to war on behalf of other people. So the invaders infiltrated his town. They carted away his family. Remember that Shango is the husband of Oya Oba, especially Oshun Shengese Oluyayan, the same Oshun that they go to. Oshun mastered that particular river to do healing. Oshun did not become the water. Oshun mastered that water and died by the side of that water. So do not be an idol worshiper while practicing African spirituality. We have the old Oya, we have the old Oba, which means River Oya, River Oba, River Oshun, and the rest of them, which they master the water body. We have the Olokun too. Now, there was a war between Ogun and Shango for the sake of Oya. They are trying to win our heart. But because of how romantic Shango is, even though he's fierce looking, he was the one who won the heart of Oya. And Oya became one of his wives. There is no discrepancy in the way Shango treated Oya to the way he treated Oba, to the way he treated Oshun. As a matter of fact, some of his wives do not bear children for him. They are quite barren, infertile, and yet he will treat every single one the same way, showing them the utmost part of the art of his love. And so when the invaders came to cut away his family, his children, and everything, Shango was so brokenhearted. When he got to know, he wept. And he said something to his disciple: if I cannot protect the people in my life, how can I call myself the king of a kingdom? Because to be a king, you must first of all be able to protect your little kingdom, your micro kingdom, which is your own family. And because of this outbreak, Shango went into the bush and he committed suicide. He would rather die than live without the love of his life. He would rather point at his grave than go back on his word. He would rather go the way of the earth than live a shameful life of not being able to live up to his promises, especially to the women in his life. So I'm teaching you men today, what you will not do, don't say. The promises you will not fulfill, do not go to that extent. If there is anything you will learn from the person of Shango today, And so he committed suicide. This was a shameful thing to his disciples and followers. And they were looking for a way to cover it up. And so people started saying, oh, Shango committed suicide, Shango committed suicide. And these people now started coming out to say, whoever says Shango committed suicide shall be killed. Because Shango, our master, did not commit suicide by hanging. This is the meaning of that Yoruba word. Some of you think it's the surname of Shango, Olukoso. When you hear Olukoso, you think that's the surname of Shango. No. Olukoso in full meaning means Oluwawa Kopokunso. Oluwawa Kopokunso. Shango Oluwawa Kopokunso, which means Shango, our master, did not die by hanging or commit suicide by hanging. And so it became a popular saying in Yoruba land in those days. And those who tried to say Shango committed suicide by hanging himself are killed, and became a dread in the heart of people. While his disciples are trying to cover his integrity, they felt it is a stain in his dignity to have died in such a very simple manner. How can a great man, a conqueror of kingdom, a king over empire, an emperor even, someone so powerful with so much knowledge of nature that nature reacts according to his own temperament and countenance and emotion, just died, go on his knee because of love? Shango and his integrity cannot be stained simply because he showed his feeling and emotion. So quit training your boy child to say you are a man. Men don't laugh. Men don't cry. Be a man, be a man. Be a man, be a man has messed up a lot of people. In the process of suppressing your emotion, being a man and not crying, being a man and not expressing yourself, a lot of men have died young. A lot of men have committed suicide. So train your boy child to also express. Emotion is a human thing, not a female thing or a male thing. It's a human thing. Be human enough. Are you getting the point? So Shango would rather express himself, his emotion. And his disciples do not want to reckon with such a man, because how can a great man die because of love? However, Shango would rather die for love than live to not fulfill his own promises to the people in his life. So today, as an African child, instead of you celebrating Saint Valentine of the Roman folks, you should be celebrating your ancestor, Shango, who gave a perfect example of love, who would rather go the way of the earth than not fulfill his promises to people, especially the women in his life. The women decided to live on, but rather for another man to mount them or to sleep with them or marry them. They also committed suicide. That is the strong bond they share. And each one by the riverside, because they feel they want to flow. They will rather flow on the way of the earth than allow someone come between them. So the immorality and infidelity did not come into play. Shango was a crazy, passionate, sensitive, romantic, emotional, deep, and affectionate lover. And it should be a good example for you and I. And this will lead us to the topic we are talking about today. Who should join you and your spouse together when you want to get married? As a matter of fact, it is none of anybody's business when it comes to your wedding, except of the family of both people involved. It is the parent of the mother of the woman and the parent of the man that give consent. We are getting your wife, your daughter, wedded to our son. Do you agree? You see, the moment both parents, these four parents, agree that we accept you into our family and we choose to give our daughter to your family, you are married already. It's a very simple, it's not a complex thing. What will lead you to this ceremony is a different thing entirely. But the ceremony itself, who have the right. Of all the parents, it is the parent of the woman that have the say. As a matter of fact, it is the parent of the woman that will host the parent of the man on the day of the wedding. It is in the house of the parent of the woman. Now, it is the father of the girl who hosts, because naturally it is the man coming to their house to come and pick a wife. We want to go and carry a wife. So it is normal in our culture in Africa, when someone pays us a visit, not to even mention the visit of coming to take a child, the parent of the woman are the one who bear the cost of the whole wedding ceremony. They are the one who dictate what they will require as a form of right, whatever exchange of gift, from the parent of the man. Things have changed. I see a lot of men who are burdened with too much just because of wedding, not marriage, wedding. So the man is the one who go to rent a hall, do this, and no. No matter how poor the parent of the woman is, we make the wedding ceremony happen in their compound. We make the wedding ceremony happen in their compound, no matter how poor they are, no matter how little it may be, even if it is water they offer to the family of the man. That's all about it. It is this day and modern age that I see that parent of the girl will be giving the bill to the parent of the boy, or the boy himself, even to the point of the boy will be the one to buy the clothing that the in-law to be will wear. It is a shameful thing. How will he now respect? And you put so much burden on this man, this young man, you have indirectly sold away the integrity and the dignity of your daughter. So we see a lot of animosity, anger, and acrimony in the midst of married couples today, because somebody is angry about something. Now it's going to be worth it. It's going to be worth it if at the end of the day you now marry this girl and she's a virgin, because virginity is a big deal in African wedding. Virginity is a big deal. On the night of the wedding, listen to me, on the night of the wedding, the man, the only problem I have with it is it's not balanced, because we don't possibly have a way to test the virginity of the man or that of a woman. So on the night of the wedding, when everybody has gone, the friends of the man will stay outside drinking palm wine and all that. And then the man and his wife, a new bride, will get into the room. They will have to sleep on a white bedsheet. They'll be given a white handkerchief. So if the girl is a virgin, having had intercourse with her, he will show them the blood stain. When they get the blood stain, the ceremony will be heightened. And the following morning, aside from the necessary dowry, whatever it is that was demanded, the man is obliged by the culture of the land to even take more gift to the parent of the girl as an appreciation that you trained your child well. If that did not happen, and the blood did not come out, or the girl is not a virgin, they will now take broken bottles, broken calabash, blind goat, smelly stuff, everything that is broken, everything that represents shame, lack of dignity. They will take it and be singing after the girl, sending her back to her parents' house. So marrying as a virgin in those days was a big deal for us. And the virgin is even the paternity test. Virginity is the paternity, because if I'm the first to have sex with you and I'm sure you are a virgin, then your child belongs to me. Most firstborns in many marriages today does not belong to their father, the person they call fathers. To stall that and to cut that short, they brought about the concept of getting married as a virgin. However, we are talking about the wedding ceremony. So most of the logic I'm telling you right now, we can revive this thing back. It has its cultural value and also its spiritual value. We can revive them back. These are some of the teaching that we will be handling to you in our private class on this the African Spirituality Masterclass. It's going to be a 5-weekend course, and we'll be running it year in, year out, month in, month out. Now, on the wedding ceremony, it is the parent of the woman that bear the cost of the wedding, because what? They are the one who have a say. Whatever they tell you as the man or your family to bring is what you bring. As a matter of fact, on that day, your family come and prostrate to them. It does not matter. If your father as a man is way older than the father of your wife, on that day, it will take away his chieftaincy title, his age and whatever, and with you, he will also prostrate, because we are taking one of the most precious beings from that family to replicate who you are as a man. And the parent comes to you and they pray for you. After praying for you, they do what we call a cross parenting on that day. There is a ceremony, a stage in that engagement called cross parenting, where the son-in-law will go and sit in the midst of his mother and father-in-law. The daughter-in-law will go and sit, as a matter of fact, on the lap of the mother and father-in-law, as a sign of saying, we have given our child to you, we have taken your child as us. Now there's an addition in our family already, not by procreation, but by marriage. So you become one family. In all of this, there is no place of your pastor in it. There is no place of your imam in it. That is what you are reduced to the level of just common engagement and introduction today. But that is the real wedding. White people don't do black wedding. Why do black people do white wedding? I'm going to now tell you something. How the church wedding and the white wedding came into place. This region of the invader has always targeted family setting and the home structure that we have in Africa. And so when they brought their Jesus and their Allah Subhanahu, what happened was that parents, African parents, started disowning their children. That I would rather disown you than for you to soil the name. It was an abomination or abominable thing for you to serve Jesus in those days. It was not a thing of pride for you to follow Allah in those days. So parents would rather disown their children. When parents were disowning their children, the Europeans quickly knew, and they created the concept of father or father. You know, those father or father, whatever they call them, all those pedophiles who will not marry. And they tell them your own mission is to accept all these children that have been disowned by their parents and be a father over them. And so the church started accepting the disowned children. The church started sending them to school. The church started cementing the brainwashing on their head, sending them to Europe to go and learn how to be a slave of their masters. And when these children, male and female, come of age to get married, they could not involve their parents because they have already been disowned. The one who is the clergyman now will be the one who stand in for them as a parent. As a matter of fact, most of your parents got married without the consent of their parents. Most of your parents got married without the consent of their parents. It was one European father who joined them together and they just started procreating. And the church where they started is a way whereby parents are limited in terms of their right or privilege, or they are totally boycotted from the life of their children. And this is a great taboo according to the 21 commandment that Orunmila gave to us. That we should not, under any circumstances, disrespect our parents. It does not say we cannot disagree with them. We cannot disrespect them. Orunmila did not say your biological or adopted parent. Whoever standing for you as a parent, especially when your biological parents are around, it doesn't matter if they take care of you or not, give them their own say. Are you with me? Are you getting my point? Now, the church wedding began to become something that is becoming a fashion, vogue, a trend, whereby if you are wedded, if your pastor have not approved, if your imam have not approved, you are yet to be married. So they will go to vestry in church as Christians. They will also go to Nikai as Muslim. Now, for a moment, let us quickly go back to their Bible. How many people in your Bible did your Jesus join together as man and wife? Let's even leave your Jesus alone. The most common madman in that Bible that is always writing letters, that postmaster called Paul. Did you read the Bible that he ever joined anybody together? Now let's backward ourselves back into Judaism in the Old Testament. If anyone was ever to occur as the one who could join male and female together in marriage, it was the parent, not even the priest, not even the high priest. Are you getting my point? So even in your Bible, it is very wrong for your pastor to join you together. It is the business, it is the family business. Wedding ceremony is the family business between the parent of the wife and the parent of the husband. And because of that, there was a very low divorce rate in those days because parents hand over their children to one another, not children picking each other up and just doing whatever they want. These days, parents are the last to hear about their children's wedding. As a matter of fact, some people just buy clothes for their parents to come and represent. Now, there are investigations we have to do. I told you there are 7 steps that lead to wedding ceremony in African spirituality, African way. 7 good steps. Wedding ceremony is a day. Those steps can take 5 years to confirm before you can get to the point of wedding ceremony. Now, in the case of conflict, it is always the agreement that was made on the wedding day that each parent go to revisit. As a matter of fact, you as the man do not have right to divorce your wife. When we go the way of the Africans, it is a parental matter. It will be your parent who will go to the parent of your wife and say, we don't want you again. And it is the most shameful thing in life. And so the concept of we want to divorce does not arise. However, there is no concept of monogamy also in African spirituality or African way. This will get the women angry. Our fathers married more than one wife. Do I approve of that? I'm a monogamous person. One at a time. That is, if I have time for others. But before we became the one who is marrying more than one wife, It was the women in the ancient world, before the masculine world, that were married more than one husband. So either it was the women or the men. Monogamy was not something, monogamy and polygamy was not something, it is the choice of the man or the choice of the woman. And I think they should agree within themselves. It is that agreement that is read to them on that wedding ceremony day. It is on the basis of this agreement that people are joined together. That is what we call wedding, when you weld two people together. You don't go to do wedding without proper agreement. What are you guys talking about while you are courting? What do you guys discuss? See, people, you don't marry because you are in love. In Africa, marriage is not because of love. Love is an emotion and a feeling. It can go up today and go down tomorrow. It can even disappear. Are we going to say every single time it disappears, we are nowhere to be found? No. To us, marriage is an agreement. Agreement and a decision. We have a mission for getting together. See, forget you are the apple of my eyes. Another set of Lori Ronnie. On lie, we don't marry because you have a KB. It is not because you have a G. It is not because you can reproduce that we get married. We get married because the man came with his own mission, the woman came with his own mission, and they make it plain with one another, and they agree. Their parents also sign the seal and say, this wedding and this wedding, this is the purpose of the going together. And so if your parents follow you to my house to come and take my daughter, based on agreement, if they are bringing my daughter back, they will bring her back in shame. And most parents will rather die than suffer that kind of shame. So when issues are arising, it is the job of the parent to call the children together and feed them with wisdom. But these days, it is even some parents that are breaking the marriages of their children. So this one support us, another one support Man U, and they will never get to the top of the table. So it becomes yam, pepper, scatter. Hula balu everywhere. Everybody supporting their own fans. It should not be so. Wedding ceremony. I'm stylishly getting into what marriage is. I, as a person, would I say I have a perfect marriage? No. I've been married before, and I divorced also. And my in-law were principal in messing up the wedding. Do I blame them? No. They have limited knowledge of their duty in marriage. And I've gone higher now. Am I saying I don't have my fault? No. I have my fault. We all have our fault. But don't learn the hard way. And that's the essence of this video. Because you may think the scar of a broken marriage is nothing until you begin to realize that every single one that comes your way reminds you of what you have been through. So in those days, we don't just get married because we are in love or we can have erection. We get married having done thorough researches, thorough investigation, and we are both convinced that our mission for coming together is we agree. We check the element, we check everything. That will be taught to you later. Every single one who has been married before and divorced will not ever be able to put in word the scar that they live with. They might be able to move on, but that stays with them. No one goes into marriage with the notion of it should fail. We go into it because we want it to work. And when the first doesn't work, possibility that the next will not work arise. So marriage is a very sensitive aspect of it, because when you marry the wrong person, your life begins to end before you start to live it. And let me tell you something. Whoever is coming to your life, either a person who has not yet married or someone who is married before, will always see that sky in you more than you see it in yourself. Are you with me? So this is an agreement between parents, or whoever is standing for you as a parent. Sometimes your parent will say, I don't like that family, I don't like this girl. You might want to sit them down and ask why, because your parent can see in that aspect. When their excuse is because of neighborhood or town or something, that's frivolous. But when they give you conk and genuine excuse, I would rather you obey. I would rather you obey. I would rather you obey. Now we move on. Does your babalawo have a say or a duty in your wedding ceremony? I'll be pasting what is it called? A chat, a link with you can use to enter the studio. Right now, I'll be pasting a link which you can use to join studio right now. You might want to be part of the program also. When it's time for you to be part of it, I'll let you know. All right, so the link is there for you. Somebody else can help me copy it and also keep reminding people. Yes, Babalawo have a say or a duty, not a say, a duty on your wedding ceremony. For several reasons. Because you must have gone to Babalawo to know the pairing. There is a pairing system in Ifa divination. The pairing checks the compatibility of both people intending to go into marriage. That is to show you how intense and sensitive and important marriage is to us as people. We need to check the element. We check the element, not the element alone. We also check the longevity of life. We have people who, when we check their compatibility, some of them, all they can ever be together for is to procreate. They are good for procreation, not for companionship. So we tell them, there are some that haven't checked their compatibility, but realize that when this marry this, there will be wealth, there will be prosperity. However, there will be children. All right. I apologize for that breaking transmission. So we check the compatibility. That's where we were, right? Before the network messed up. We check the compatibility of these two people to ascertain, can they go hand in hand? And what is it that they can offer each other as people? All those things you will never be able to know when you pick up your spouse on the internet. So many Instagram wifey, so many Facebook wife. We can hide each other. A lot we can hide from each other. And then in the life where we live, where Snapchat, filter, all sorts of things exist. Say, oh, what the future you are any. Welcome back, everybody. How can you filter your bad attitude? How can you filter the generational pattern that is within you? How can you filter all those things? Are you getting my point? Those are the reason why our ancestors in those days needed to check the compatibility. And the compatibility is not checked behind you. It is checked with the consent of both you and the one you intend to marry. So you guys should think together and also think deep before you say we want to go our separate ways. I'm not saying divorce was not existing in those days. I'm saying it is not as rampant as this, because marriages are not contracted based on deep calling to the deep these days. So it's another world that we live in totally, where people deceive one another. So we need to check the compatibility. So the Babalawo is the one who is consulted for that, not your pastor, not your prophet on the mountain, not your imam. Why? Because the Babalawo knows and understands effectively the essence. The essence of compatibility check for both you and your intended spouse. Sorry, I'm having a little bit of distraction here. Thank you. Now, on that day, the Babalawo, having known the element of both you and your intended spouse, carries out some ritual or rite before the guests start coming on that day. For instance, the person identified with fire needs the person identified with air. There are different rites for this so that they can coexist together. The person identified with water needs the person identified with earth. There are two different elements. They have different rights. We have to come together. So we do their right. So in this marriage that they are going into, let there be no conflict of element. So we can hear ourselves. We can understand ourselves. We know when to talk. We know when to keep quiet. There is a certain energy, which is the energy of equity, and that's balancing. That's the energy of issue, which takes care of possible irreconcilable differences in marriages. Possible irreconcilable differences in marriages. I don't understand my wife doesn't understand me, we are always misunderstanding each other and all that. It is the energy of issue that we activate, that whenever these people want to fall off balance, let them be able to balance themselves and pick each other up. Another function of your Babalawo on that day of wedding is to pour out profession according to the language of nature. Serious profession. Some will call it incantation. No, it is the language of nature. So the son of so, and so the daughter of so want to come together. You know, all those things, you pour out those kind of decree. Yeah, we call it decree. Those strong decree. And everybody will have to say a share that so shall it be on that day. Just like the day of naming ceremony. And for the purpose of those people who are coming to come and mess people up, you know, people use your most vulnerable day to implant negativity or bad energy in you. Somebody is coming to come and spray you money. Somebody is coming to come and touch your tummy. They have different intention. Everybody with different knowledge of nature, looking for where to practice it. And knowing that that day you'll be so distracted. Knowing that that day you will not be so conscious. You want to please everybody. You want to make sure all things are okay. The Babalawo is there watching. At a lot, watching the atmosphere, knowing that okay, this one is a wrong move. Take this one off. Block this one off. Don't do this. Don't do that. Sometimes Babalawo will even tell you that you cannot do a wedding where too many people gather together. And how will you even do wedding that people gather together? Too many. When it is between one family and the other. Is it not the people you call that will come? But look at the life we live today. When we buy a car, we post it on Instagram. We should worry about if the car will break down or will become our coffin. We don't worry about that. We post it first. When we marry a woman, we do what they call pre-wedding photo shoot or whatever they call it. Somebody who has been living a lonely life, you begin to attract bad energy from him. When you give birth to a child, you expose the child on the internet. Some of you even do a live video of how your child is being born. But that's for another day. Ordinary phone, when you buy a phone, some of you, when you go to a restaurant to go and eat, you will still post it. Why don't you just cover your own self? Every creature is covering their secret. The tree will give you plants, the tree will give you leaves and hide its root below this thing. The water will quench your thirst, but hide its source from you. You will open all your life up. So you are under duress and stress to make sure this thing work out at all cost. Why? Because you have tried to impress us. You have called us into your home. You have told us that we are a gatekeeper and a man and a janitor to your marriage must work more dearly. So even though the thing is messing you up, you will rather sacrifice your energy for what people will say. Why? Because you are the one that came to tell us first. When you are blessed, just calm down. The higher you go, the more humble you should be. So some people don't like you. People don't like you. See, wait until it is well with you before you know that the person who is saying it shall be well does not really want it to be well with you. Wait until you begin to enjoy the best before you know that the person who say I wish you the best does not wish you any best. Wait until you make it in life before you know that somebody will say I'm praying for you, you will make it. Does not want you to make it. It's just a greeting. Wait until you begin to tell them how you feel before you know that those who ask you how are you they don't care about how you are. You don't know human being, you don't know people. And people who are milking you do not want you to know the secret of life. There are a lot of things you would have done today, but any small thing you put it. So they don't even need any incantation to monitor you because you will monitor yourself for them. Calm down like this, calm down. Especially when it comes to sacred things about you, your home. Whatever happens within it, let it stay within you. Your children. I've seen a young man who was told that his mother is behind his problem. And it's not like the woman is a witch or something. But the woman is always bragging about this son. Everything that this boy do, the woman will go and tell his friend. My son just got a scholarship. The scholarship will mess up. My son is the best in the class. The boy will go down. My son is getting married. The marriage will mess up. All in the name of I want to also impress my friend to let them know that I'm doing my best for my son and my son is the best. And those ones don't like you. They know this son is the source of your joy. So they use the son that is the source of your joy to be a whip over you. So the son is suffering from the mouth of the son is suffering from the mouth just because. So sometimes when some children come to me and say, whatever you want to do when it comes to your progress, don't inform your mother. Not because your mother is a witch or something, but that woman is your own CCTV. The woman has become a bugging system. Whatever you tell the woman, they are hearing. And if you have to go straight like this in a matter of 10 years, you have to go zigzag, 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 and you'll be spending 1,000 years. Why the stress? Why the stress? So you must know those you will give a penny to, even though you have 1,000. And you must know those you will give 1,000 to, even though you have a penny. Not because you are stingy. But some people, when you give them 1,000 instead of a penny, they will see and know that you have something. They will make sure you become a penny holder. Be giving them the penny. Let them be thinking you are still a penny holder while you are moving forward. Some people, they wish that you are 1,000 older, but you are still a penny holder. When you give them 1,000, they pray for you to hold 1,000,000. Oju inu, there's something they call the third eye. The third eye is not the cult of Otep. The third eye is not the eye of Ra, not the eye of Horus, not all those eyes that you people in America are jumping after. The third eye is ability to sense what to do per time, understanding nature, being one with the universe, which you are. Being one, totally one with, that is your third eye. That is when you are awakened. That is when you are woke. That is when you are enlightened, when your third eye is always with you. Because when your third eye is open, your inner ear can hear and you can feel. So most times when people come to me, I first tell them, I need to get you reconnected to the universe because I cannot possibly hear everything for you. I need to put you in a place where you can hear effectively, hear perfectly, and know what to do per time. When your third eye is open inside of you and your inner ear is alert, you know who to marry, you know who to have sex with, you know who to give a penny, who to give 1,000, you know where to drive a car to, you know where to take a damn photo, you know where to even just trek to, you know what to wear to a certain place, even though they want you to wear this. See, African spirituality is totally being the universe itself, and nothing is more intelligent than you are. So most of you are suffering from the possibility of the things that happen to you on your wedding ceremony day. Most of you, the very day that is the greatest day of your life, which is the day of your joy, is the day you took something that should not be part of your life. So on that day, your babalawo must be on standby, watching. People will test you. So when babalawo warn you, don't go to a loud place, a noisy place. Don't host a big wedding and all that. It's not warning you because he doesn't want your joy to be full. It's warning you because you are on your own. Bí wọ́n bá ti ń sọrú ọ̀rọ̀ bá ń fún ọ, kọ́ ọ ti mọ̀ pé kòkòrò tí ń jẹ̀gbá ìdí ẹ̀fọ́ ní bẹ. People will test you will be from your family. How much of this can you possibly take care of when you are doing all those your church stuff? And they will say brotherly love. Do you think all those people who are practicing the knowledge of nature for evil, all those witches, Ajah and all that, do you think they are not your church members? Some of you women that your pastor has been eyeing, one brother just came and you fell in love with your brother, doesn't want you to do well. He will now say, want to lay hands on you. He want to bless your tummy so that you can carry a good child. Your pastor are the one coming to take a ring that will be used to mess your life up. Meanwhile, the babalawo will not touch your tummy. All he needed to do is just to watch if everything was okay. Whatever I need to do is between himself and the nature, and then the decree. Because it will start by saying, whoever does not say Ashe today, that means you are against this. And if you are against what we are doing here today, may this and this happen to you, before he will now start saying his decree. And if you dare to say Ashe and you don't mean it, you will still Oyibalelo or Dalebalegu Udalebaleku. Udalebaleku. Please start putting your questions now. Your question can start coming in now, and then we can take it off from there. Somebody said, just thinking, should it be that the pastor are playing the role of the babalawo? Maybe they overdo it by wedding the couple instead of the parents. You can say something like this. This is the way of the ancestors, what we used to do. This is Iron Labangbata Deliaye. It was ease, peace, flow, smooth that we met when we came. It was these people that messed up this order. Don't you forget, Wilson, that the role of Babalawo is not replacing that of the parent. Remember when I started, I took a great deal of time to explain to you the role of the parents, and I started from the role of the parent of the woman. Dear Talabanu Mbeji is the woman's parent that he really hosts the wedding, does whatever it is. And it is the family Babalawo of the women that will be there on that day, not the own of the man. Because really, women are really the essence of marriage. They are the head of the house. If you are deceiving yourself, I'm the head of this house, yeah, you are lying. You want the best in you, just allow your wife to take charge. If they say she has given you vegetable, tell them it's okay. You have peace of mind. One less thing to worry about. So it is the parent of the woman that brings their own family babalawo to officiate on that day. And the officiation, remember that the officiation did not start on that day. The man has been with them. They have been planning the wedding together. They have been checking the compatibility. They will even go to the point of picking the date. Why do you think they say come back for the day of the wedding? Do you think it's because they don't have money in this way of life? It's not because of lack of money or economy. We don't say come back for the date of the wedding after introducing one another to each other because we don't have money to wed you right away, but because we need to go back to Ifa divination system to pick the right date for that wedding. It is before the day of the wedding that the Babala will be at the venue of the wedding, do his spiritual work. It is when the mother and father of both people have done the wedding and all that. When it comes to the point of Iwure, Babala will come, just do his Iwure, and go back to be watching while they are doing the ceremony. From morning till night, he cannot leave. He's watching anybody who want to try nonsense. Does it look like what the pastor do? You don't need to give him a special food or take food to his race. You don't need to. As a matter of fact, he doesn't come there dressing like a babalawo. He dressed like a normal person to come and watch whoever want to try nonsense. Somebody is saying, Baba, with all due respect, in the diaspora, under the conditions of slavery, it was impossible for the black woman to protect her virginity from her slave master. They are in our DNA. How can we correct? Oh, yeah, I'm not talking about the time when you are forcefully. Do you even remember that African religion or African spirituality was banned by the slave masters? Because they saw how powerful it is. All right, so being in your DNA, there's such a thing as memory cleansing and purging. You can reach out to me on my WhatsApp. Just request that you want to do memory cleansing or purging. We will start from there. When we do the memory cleansing or purging, we now do baptism into this way of life. For whatever is worth it. Whatever memory of them you have left in you is gone. But don't you forget that it is still the same our African women, ladies, who want to give birth to half caste at all cost. So they would rather leave the continuity of their own lineage and a race. They will still go back to these people and say, give me belle, give me belle. Give me belle. Somebody is saying, is it possible that you can marry in secret? Why not? Is it possible that you can marry in secret from your family? As in, without your family's consent, why are you running? Why are you running? Why are you running? What are you scared of? We should talk about that. That's a need, that's a different kind of situation. The tree provides food, leaves and shade, yet hide its own root. Yeah, this person is. Baba, why is there so much envy in our African community? That's the seed of the slave master. When you want to conquer people, do divide them before you conquer them. Create this discrepancy between them. In those days, we take oath that we will support each other. Doesn't matter what you are. When we are going away from our home to diaspora, we will take oath that this is your brother, you must stick together. But these days, how many oaths do we take? The slave master comes, the church system comes, the mosque system also come. In those days, we take oath by blood. So we are tied together by the words we say. Nothing like I betray you or you betray me. But when the slavery mentality came and the slavery business came, even it was our kings that started selling us away. They taught us how to hate ourselves. That's the most popular. That's what you know the invaders for. All right, so somebody say, can like elements marry, e.g., two earth signs? No, they cannot marry. They cannot marry. They said the opposite attract, but you must attract the opposite that benefits you. If you identify with earth, you marry someone with water. They work hand in hand. So without the water, the earth becomes so scorched or whatever it's called. Drought take place. You need water to bring about your own potential and fruitfulness. The water also needs a surface to flow or somewhere to be taken from. So if they are the earth, you can't marry someone of the fire because everything you hold will be burnt away. I want to say, I am not a Nigerian and my Babalawo is in Nigeria. Can I come over to marry in Nigeria? Why not? Why not? But with the consent of your parent, right? Whatever the case may be, please always discuss with your Babalawo. If there is a problem with your family and spiritually, there is a spiritual consequence, why not? You want to be alive. This is the survival of the fittest. However, it's an internet world right now. Is either you take your Babalawo to where you are or you come to where he is. Just do what you have to do. It depends on the arrangement you have with this person. But the most important people that must be there are your parents, except you have issue with them. Somebody is saying, can you still go ahead with the marriage even if your parent refuses based on religion and tribalistic beliefs? Those are frivolous excuses. You get me? Those are selfish excuses, just like they put you in science class because they want to have a doctor. So nobody should choose marriage for you based on the fact that they know animosity against a certain tribe. There is no tribalism, ethnic whatever in African spirituality, except the one that the region of Invader is fueling. So if that's all their excuse, it doesn't matter. Just go ahead and be with the love of your life. You get? Just go ahead and be with the love of your life. If the excuse they have is that, okay, this person came from Ondo people are always having strong head and all that. If this person will work with you, go ahead, enjoy your life. So many of them also got married to the person they said they should not marry, and they are living better today. All right. So, any other question? If we have questions, let's see. Somebody is saying, can the third eye be synonymous to instinct? It is a level, it is like a 7 layers of level beyond instinct. Everything have instinct. Even animals, they work with instinct. Even there are some leaves that when you want to touch them, they come together. That's instinct. Now, the third eye is being aware exactly as it is happening. The third eye is being able to make events of life or reality of life happen to you, happen for you, not to you. It is when you are in total control, not when you are by chance getting to know. Thank you. Please, Baba, how do I know which element do I belong to? Yeah, you through Ifa definition. Just send a message to this line. Chat this line. Don't call it or chat it. Say Aboru Boye, Baba, I wish to know my element. That's all I need to know. We'll send you an information and then we take it up from there. Chat that particular line. Don't call it. Don't call it. Chat it. Aboru Boye, Baba, I wish to know my element. We start the process of divination and we get you the accurate. So when we send you the reading, you realize that we are talking about you exactly. You exactly. The element you belong to. And the Orisha, or the energy that you can constantly just venerate to be the best of yourself. Baba, one has picked the wrong spouse, though one by ancestor, not to go through with it. How can one get out? Just get out if you want to get out. Getting out is getting out. Getting out is getting out. When you are with the wrong person, your life is going wrong in the wrong direction. A wrong direction don't lead to a good destination. A lot of us have been with the wrong people in our life. Wrongest set of people. Because of the emotion of love. This love just make you mad. Remember the story I told you about Shango? I love Shango. As fierce, as powerful as he is. Do not allow the emotion of love becloud your judgment, your sense of judgment. It always ends in premium tears. Premium tears. Take decisions that will better your life without thinking about the emotion of love. Let the emotion of love come later. See, marriage, partnership is about decision. What are you hoping to achieve together? What are you bringing to the table? What am I bringing to the table? You can't be a parasitic plant in my life, always sucking me dry and messing my life up. You see the way you walk out of the door when you are going to work? That's the way you should walk out of such marriage. African spirituality does not forbid divorce. So if you people cannot work, it's better you go your separate way than to kill each other. Can someone that identify with water marry water? No, you can't. When water gets in water, water gets lost in water. So that you don't begin to say, okay, this person is using my kadara or using my star. However, the both of you will be too laid back. Nobody is challenging another person. You need someone to charge you up, someone to challenge you, someone to push you, someone to give you an enabling environment. When two of you are the same element, forget it. Why do the enemy always come from inside? Someone that knows you. Few parable leads to someone from the family. All right, so, animosity or enmity is based on the secret of you that I know, or knowing your source. It is only one who knows the source of a water that can block the flow of that water. So most times, people with you are the ones who don't want you to be. I don't know you. You are not my problem. You are not my competition. Why should I come after you? It is those who know you that knows that this is you, and what you are capable of. They are the one that they are the best people to measure life up. Baba, if I have a child and I cannot find a Babalawo in my own country, can I come and adopt the Yoruba way in looking for the name for the child? Very well, yeah, of course. We do that for a lot of people. Tons of people. I cannot count how many naming ceremonies I have done. Why? These are part of the things you'll be learning from our online course also. The online course will be for 5 weeks per time. It's going to be a master course. You will know from the time of marriage what you need to do and all that. So many names have helped people picked because names are prophetic in this way of life. Names are prophetic. I remember a certain man who wanted to name his son as Oluwa something. So when we did the divination, Ifa is telling us that this is going to be a child that will be loved by people, a child that will be the leaders of people, a child that will be essential in society, and we look for a name for the child. And the Ifa pick Adaranijo. It's a very, very uncommon name, Adaranijo. Adaranijo means someone who is good, accepted, who is naturally loved in society. More like the one who cares for people and people love. So we prophesy to this child that all pada darani journey, you will be favored by the society, you will be relevant to your society. You get the point? So when we picked the name, the father said, wow, thank you. And the boy is yet to be born, but we have a name for the boy through Ifa divination. Through Ifa divination. For instance, if you are not calling me Baba Yooba, people call me a lot by my surname. My surname is Ayilara, not Ayilela. Boba Kwemela Ayilela, wo keep it for you. Ayilara. Ayilara means Ayininuara. Ara means family, friends, people. The one who is in the midst of the people, the leader of a park, the one who watch out for people, the one who never lack people, human resources, is always having human resources here and there. And I think to an extent, I'm living up to my name. I'm living up to my name. So there are so many people like that. Even those people you hate, those white folks, those Latin or whatever it is, they come to us for Yoruba name. Because Yoruba is one language that gives a detailed explanation of whatever is saying without mincing word. And we use Ifa to pick it. Ifa will pick according to what the purpose of that child will be. So a name is a prophecy. So if I give us prophecy of the child, then we now look for a name that will be used as a stamping method over the child. That this is what you are going to be. I'm not Ondo. I'm from Ijebu. Somebody is asking, are you Ondo? No. I'm from Ijebu. Ijebu Ode to be precise. Ijebu Ode, Ajegba Ilurun. Ajegba Ilurun. All right. Which is greater, first or last name? First name is greater. First name is the name that is your prophetic, that's your prophetic name. That is your own given name. Last name is your father's name. They call it surname here in Nigeria, surname. Last name is your father's name. First name is your given name, the name you were given, the name that dictates what you are going to become. What you are going to become. Most times when people, when Ifa divination system say this person is going to be a priest, we have to induct them into Ifa's way. We also give them a name of Ifa, a name in Ifa, so they can live up to it. We give them a name. All those things, what we are saying today, all of the questions you're asking, I'm very happy that is under lifestyle question. Lifestyle question. Somebody say, Aboru Boye, which element is best for each element? I mentioned it, water for earth, earth for water, fire for air, air for fire. Are you seeing the reaction of air or breeze or wind on the sea or water? It is raging. That's what is causing turbulence. So you don't want somebody who you are a water. You're supposed to be still, calm, not steered. You are now with a air. Even though air is not a bad thing, but you will not be stable. You will be, we will teach on that. Don't worry, we'll teach on that. Be ready to enroll for our online class. It's going to be a 5-week intensive training, 5-weekend intensive training of you and I alone, and we'll be dealing with each other. You can ask any kind of question. We'll announce the lecture date and the registration very soon. All right, so we move on to another question. I love your question. Keep them coming, please. I'll answer all questions that I can lay my hands on, that I can lay my eyes on. Somebody say, can someone identify with fire, marry fire? You people will kill each other. I won't answer more than that. Somebody will not grieve for somebody. One will not bow to another. They will eventually kill each other. Someone is asking, Baba, can I rename myself by consulting Ifa? I am from Cameroon. Very well. Yeah, you can. You can rename yourself. That becomes your African name. So whatever name, I understand Yoruba and English. We use Yoruba to generate the name from Ifa. You can now translate it to your own Cameroonian language. That's it. Somebody saying, Baba, for those of us that have been divorced, any hope of finding a good man and remarry? Why not now? That's not the end of life. That's not the end of life. You can remarry now. Yes, just mingle again. But when you are mingling now, mingling with sense. Knowing the knowledge of African spirituality, make sure you check compatibility together. Why not? I hope to get married someday too. Again. I hope you also get my why not? Is remarry? Is marriage that broke or is not your life? Even those whose life got broken, they still find somebody who love them the way they are. You get? So that's not a taboo. You can marry and remarry. There are so many of our ancestors that we venerate today. They married and remarried. Some of them did not have a marriage. Some of them didn't even have children. So, and as a matter of fact, marriage is not a judgment of your good character or your achievement in life. Okay. Somebody saying who are Egbe, who are the Egbes and all that. Kindly go to our YouTube channel and search for the Invisible Initiates. Understanding the Invisible Initiates. I dealt with that on that. How to enroll for the online class. We'll make announcement very soon. Please just hold on for us. Hold on for us. We'll make announcement very soon. Aduka is saying, Baba, I am a child of Obatala. When you are saying your shall be saying it in full. Obatala, Obatalsa, Obatakuntaku Ode Roje, Omomoti Morieda. But can you find my Egbe Orun Eshe? The issue of Egbe Orun is quite very dicey, you know. I'm a kind of person who believes more in elements than Egbe. I have tried to make my researches. I sat down with those who taught you about Egbe, and I have tried my best. This Egbe is not existing. This is a myth. I've done a very extensive lecture on it. You can go and check it. So Baba is not married as fine as you are. Assignment for us. Cario, hello. Baba, if my element is water and I know how to talk to water, is it possible to save myself from drowning in the sea? No. I will advise you do away with the sea. You can go by the riverside, by the seaside, by the ocean side, by the beach side, but even you, with your common sense, you see the way water reacts to you. You will know that no, the water is not looking at you from the human angle. The water is looking at you from an element angle. Element is not a substance. Element is not a physical anatomy. It's an energy. So the water draws to you with so much raging. However, your body anatomy cannot meet with the reaction of water. So we always say, please move away from it. Communicate with it from afar. You realize that the way water will be displaying when it sees you will be very. So we say move away with it. So we often even tell those people that don't take a boat cruise or ship cruise or something to fly or drive. Whereas that is your power. This power of yours can also be your death. Your strength can be your weakness. That's why we do offer sacrifices to most of these things that we identify with. So there is a right for water, right for fire, right for sun, right for air, right for earth. So the source of your strength do not become the main purpose of your weakness. Okay. All right. Baba, if someone is already pregnant, should they give birth first before the traditional marriage, or can they marry during pregnancy? Any one of it. Anyone. It depends on the agreement of your spouse or the person who will impregnate you. It depends on the agreement of your spouse or the person. If you're already married, there's nothing we can do. If you're already pregnant, there's nothing we can do. If you choose to still marry, nothing says you should marry because of pregnancy. A lot of people marry because of pregnancy. Nothing says you should marry just because of pregnancy. Pregnancy, having a child is not a purpose for marriage. Is another ball point. Marriage could give rise to procreation, but procreation is not the reason for marriage. Marriage comes with companionship. Companionship not because you have somebody to dad bully every time. Companionship because someone's element who can work with your element. Because we believe in, two words are better than one. So if you are pregnant, it's not compulsory you get married to the person who impregnates you. However, we are looking for days where every child will have their own father and their mother present in their life. So there will be a reduction or total elimination from all this illicit way of life and menaces that children without father or mother are going through. I, for one, have a lot of children that I've adopted as my own children, which I sponsor to school, but they are not my biological children. I father them because their father are not present. I know the pain of my father walking away from my life and never looking back. And it's the greatest hurt that a child can ever come up with. A father without a child without a father is one of the most hurting set of people in the world. The way the nature makes it, male, female. If you want to be male, male, don't procreate. If you want to be female, female, no procreation for you. Nature is not saying you can't. You will die with yourself and that's all. But when you have to procreate, it has to be process of negative, positive, male, female, mommy, and daddy. That brings them to the point of having a balanced psychology about what life is. Children who have their father and mother, responsible father and mother in their life, they make a better decision and have a better self-esteem than children who grow up with a single parent. So I'm not saying that because you are a man volunteering to father a child, you must be sleeping with the mother of that child. There are so many arrangements like that. You can father the son or the daughter or the children of your female friend. You can mother the children of your male friend without any romantic relationship involved. Let them just know that we have a mother figure, we have a father figure. Isn't that why you are calling your fathers, your pastor's father-in-law, mother-in-law? Because most of you are living as orphans. Now, I also understand the concept of the fact that a man is present, a woman is present in your life, and they are not fathering you or mothering you. A lot of Africans are living as orphans. This orphanage mentality, we took it from home, and so it becomes a source of income for all those pastors and imams because we go to them to be our father. So whatever they say is go. So while being a father and all that, they rape us, they impregnate us, they mess us up and turn us to slaves for their own enterprise. So if you can't volunteer to father a child, at least one, which is not your biological child, but have no father in your life, it's a good thing you are doing for nature. I do that a lot. Baba, when you are consistently told that you have a strong spirit or head, what do you do about it? Yeah, you find a way to make use of it. Most of the people who are strong-willed and all that, they are our intercessors or advocates. Pick a cause, a community cause, fight for it. Use that your strength to fight for the justice for people. People like that don't like people being cheated and all. So get to work. Fight for the right of people. Pick a cause in life and fight for it. It could be hungry people, it could be domestically abused people, it could be domestically abused children, it could be anything. Some people can even pick a course on environmental sanitation or environmental well-being or ecological system. Direct and channel your energy to something that will live after you. That's what you do about it. But when it comes to human relationship, know that when it comes to romantic stuff, there should be compromise. There should be compromise. You must be able to balance it. Don't turn to feminist because you are stronger. Baba, please speak on possession and trance in African spirituality. Wow, that's a very sensitive one. Not a lot of people actually have this particular experience. And it's an experience I have often, let me say even daily, almost every midnight. But we'll get to that. Send it to my mail, babayoba@babayoba.org. babayoba@babayoba.org. Send that inquiry to my mail. We'll look forward to it and we get it. But it's best taught you when you are present or in close proximity with you. So I teach you a system of that, an ability to also be in trance while talking to people, being in trance while in the midst of crowd, being away from people while with people, receiving from nature when everywhere is loud. There's a lot to teach about that. Somebody say, Baba, you have a beautiful smile. You can smile more. Thank you very much. Ashe. Baba, is it possible for someone to come to Nigeria to do divination with you and as well have the opportunity to be treated by herbalists? Why not? Yes. A lot of people are coming from the Caribbeans and all that. If it is herbalism, yes. I have herbalists on my network who will work for you and work to treat you. If it is divination, it can be done even without saying you. As long as I have your first name, your mother's first name, and your photo, it can be done without seeing you. But if you need health stuff and you need to come down, yeah, you're free to come. Just tell me the nature of your problem and we start working with an herbalist who is a specialist in your area of ailment. So it's better to approach herbalists than to drink anointing oil or go out or be having faith. Get herbs to treat your problem. What if you have a soulmate but share the same air energy? A soulmate, air energy. You mean somebody you are having sex with whom you are now very addicted to. Eh? So we must be able to differentiate emotion from all that. In African spirituality, there is no soul. Let me speak on that briefly. There is no concept of soul. You don't have a soul in African spirituality. A soul given to you by the invaders is the whole validity of hell and heaven. There is no soul in Africa. You are energy or spirit. When we say energy or spirit, we mean you cannot be created, neither can you be destroyed. You can only be reused. You are an energy that can be reused in any form or shape. However, in this episode of life, you are being used in the form of human. So there is the physical aspect of you and also the energy or the spiritual aspect of you. They say energy is the ability to do things. Energy is the ability to do things. Ability to raise my finger is because there is an energy in me, the spirit in me, you know. So there is no soul. Soul is the one that goes to judgment day and all that. If that is not existing in African spirituality, you cannot have a soulmate in African spirituality. You can have someone you are so fond of, so addicted to, someone you always share your body with, and so your brain has been overridden with the concept of, okay, this person work in sync with me and all that. But if you are with the same particular energy element, there is a problem, either to be too dull or to be too furious with each other. To be too dull or to be too furious with each other. Soulmate, twin flame, and all that. Yeah, some people have that concept, their own and their own stuff like that. All right. So glad I caught you live. Thank you for the incredible knowledge. Thank you guys for coming today. If there's no other question, we can just wrap it up from there. If you need to support and you're serious about supporting, you can use the service of like Word Remit, Remitly, SendWave, and the rest of them to send it whatever you want to send into the account number that is showing below. But for counseling and consultation, you can send a mail to babayooba@babayooba.org, or you can send a message, don't call, to this particular number, Aboru Boye. Kindly go straight to the point. Straight to the point. Tell me, are you looking for divination? Is it Akosejaye? Is it Ori you want to check? Is it your element you want to check? Are you trying to check compatibility? Just say what you want. Don't be saying, how was your night? Or you say, hello, I'm just checking on you. Hello, how was your night? Hello, have you eaten? Hello, what? I don't have time for all those things. Let's just go straight to the point. That's why most of you are not getting reply from me. No time for all those. I'm just checking. Why are you checking on me? Don't check on me. Don't check. If I want you to check on me, I would have given you my private line. People want to check on me, they have my private line. But if you are calling for divination and all that, go straight to the point. They will give you the normal procedure to follow. And then most importantly is that if you want us to work together, you need to go and borrow, if you don't have some level of patience, because we answer hundreds of people per day. And when it gets to you, I'm going to get back to you. We create 5 for each one, and we put people on queue, on serial number, first in, first out, and according to your comment. And so when I'm with you, I'm not with any other person. I can focus on you. Come with trailer loads of patience. I'll get to you. There's a day for calling people back for pre-consultation counseling. There's a day like this which I do broadcast. It could be twice or 3 times a week, or maybe once a week. There are days we do rituals that we are collecting all those items for. There are days we do divination, and divination is given to you strictly through voice notes so that you can keep it for the future, listen and releasing. If you want to pull forward, you can continue. If you don't want to pull forward, that is on you. And then we do all these things systematically, bringing education and also understanding into the way we practice African spirituality. So when you come to me and you are rushing me, I will be glad to refund your money to you so that you don't destroy my energy or unsettle me. You are free to go to other people for whatever you need. But if you are coming to this way of life, you must obey what is being taught you or what you are requested to do here. Thank you very much for joining us today. I will answer one more or two questions. and then we wrap it up. So, but Baba, in reincarnation, is it possible for the spirit to be reincarnated to choose a family of its choice? Yeah, the spirit can choose a family of its choice, but however, by default setting, family continuity is very paramount. A DNA once formed must be reprocreated or reincarnated. So when a person dies in a family, the first place they look for reincarnation is the immediate family where they die from. So if there's somebody either in diaspora, it doesn't matter if you are connected by blood, it doesn't matter if you are connected physically, it doesn't matter if you people know each other or you are a branch of so and so, as long as the lineage is together, the very first place where that spirit, where the energy looks for reincarnation is the same family first. If there's one person having sexual relationship with somebody and all that during that time, we pick it up and then it forms the soul, the spirit of that particular zygote that took place. If not, then the energy can go elsewhere. We will talk about that some other time in detail, the process of reincarnation, so that you understand that the concept of hell and heaven is just to scare you and hold you bound here. And for those who are thinking that the best way to get rid or to move away from the hardship of life is to commit suicide, since now there is no judgment here, heaven and all that, I'm saying that wherever you left it off is where you are coming to pick it up. You will suffer so much. You better face it. We are in it together. Don't die now. So many of us have faced even something that are worse than that. Imagine I died when my marriage broke. Imagine I died when I lost it all, when I was left with 72 naira in my bank account. Imagine I died when I have no father to hold my hands and tell me this and that. Imagine I had given up when the church came against me, when people lied against me. I faced so many propaganda online. So now whatever you hear about me, it is the truth. When they say I kill somebody, I kill. When they say I sleep with somebody, I sleep. Whenever you hear about me, just believe it. Imagine in those days before I developed this thick skin for myself, I had committed suicide and all that. How will I be of use for you? How will I be of influence for you? How will I be doing what I'm doing? So imagine what you can offer the world by not dying. Imagine how much victory you can say you also added to your card as a person and as a trophy, as an award to yourself by pulling through that situation, by not dying, by not committing suicide. Imagine how much of you we can pay veneration to or poor credit to, either by us or those who are coming after us, just because you refuse to die and you live out this episode and come back as an ancestor. Just imagine. So many great possibilities. Imagine how much love you can enjoy from another man just because you refuse to allow one to kill you. Imagine how much you can be cherished by a woman just because you don't allow one to mess your life up. Just imagine. There is so many unlimited imagination you can have. And these are not just imagination. These are reality. Somebody out there is cherishing you. Somebody out there want to show you the world around, want to cherish you, want to kiss your feet, want to adore you. Somebody out there have a better opportunity for you. You also have a lot to offer the world. Death is not an option. Death is not an option. Suicide is for the weakling. You don't take away the pain, you pass it on to others. You pass it on to others. So please, if you are going through stuff, you can call someone, you can send message. Baba, I'm going through depression and all that. We approach your depression from the African spirituality way of life. You get my point? But there is so much that the universe is expecting you to do and to offer. Imagine that you only by speaking up and doing what you are meant to do, the life of over 5 million people can be changed. Imagine you now gave up on time and you have not affected the life of 100 people. So dying untimely is to the disservice of others who can tap into your numerous resources. I'm very sure whoever walked out of my life in the past right now will be regretting. I have a lot of people who want to come into my life. A lot of people want to come into my life. Imagine I've given up my life because somebody walked out of it. Whoever walked out of your life, I've already told you that they don't deserve to be part of it in the future. So pick yourself up and just talk to people who will help you. Talk to those who have the same mindset as you, not this negative mindset, but positive mindset. Hang around people who want the best for you in friendship for good. And also, you need to develop a thick skin within yourself. Be rugged enough for yourself. Love yourself first. Do not allow your happiness to be dependent on someone. I realized that the reason why most of us give up our life after wedding, after marriage, when things don't work, is because we have allowed our happiness to be dependent on another person. So when I'm dating you, I don't date you because I want to give you happiness. I expect you bring your full load of happiness into the relationship, because if you are depending on my happiness, then surely you want to suck me dry. I don't have happiness to give away for you without a replacement. Bring your happiness, let me bring my happiness. Then we have happiness overflow, and other people can also get from excess of happiness. We can have enough love to share with our children, and also for the children of the world, and also people that are around us. Why go into the life of people who are looking to suck you dry? Don't set yourself up for failure. I'll be stopping on this by now. You can follow us on all our social media at Baba Yooba, at Baba Yooba on Facebook, at Baba_Yooba on Instagram. They say I should join Clubhouse. I have joined Clubhouse at Baba Yooba on Clubhouse, even though I don't know how it works. Ire lójú owó rí o, ire lójú rẹ̀ ó mọ rí o. Ire lobìnrin ń jẹbọ lábọ̀ ọjà, ire lọ́mọ jẹ ní gbogbo bíkíbi tó bá dé. Ojú owó ìpọ́n dáadáa o, ojú owó ò ní pọ́n ọ. O ò ní ṣorí gbé, o ò ní ṣorí burúkú. Ọmọ aráyé ò ní kó bá ọ, wọn ò ní dá ọ gúnlẹ̀. O ò ní jókòó sójú kan bíi omi adágún. May your life flow like a river with so many channels and sources. May you not be redundant. May you not be reduced to nothingness in life. May you not meet with people who will douse your tension and your voltage. May you not walk right into the trap of death. May life begin to walk in line for you for greatness. May happiness be your second name. May goodness be your first name. When you look forward, you see favor, backward favor, left favor, right favor, north, south, west, and east. Favor all around. So I exchange your name from whatever you bear today to favor, personified. Everywhere you go to, may you be favored by both old and young, white or black, short or tall, fat or thin. May favor just keep flowing through your way and toward your way. Unexplainable favor, great favor, favor monumental, groundbreaking favor all the days of your life. And don't forget also that when you are favored, it is because of others who are unfavored. Favor others too. So what goes around can come around. I hope next time when I come live, you'll be willing to join me to learn. I'm your servant, your brother, and also a teacher, hoping to learn from you also. Take care of yourself now. Adara fún wa o. Àṣẹ. Ó dìgbà.